Listen, we have to talk because the matcha craze is getting out of hand. You can get matcha latte about anywhere in big cities and they're very delicious, but they're also very expensive. So why don't we take things in our own hands and make them at home for the fraction of a price and even more delicious as well. So I'll show you how to make 5 levels of matcha. Level 1 is the traditional authentic Japanese matcha, as you should be drinking it at least once in your life. All the way up to level 5, what is the ultimate fusion creation I've made specifically with you in mind. So grab your matcha and let's go. So with that, let's start out with level 1, which is the most traditional way to drink matcha and is also the healthiest since it only includes matcha and water. Matcha is healthy because it contains a lot of antioxidants. If you hate the caffeine spikes from coffee, then matcha is a better alternative since it has a longer lasting energy effect on your body. Then for the flavor, because there is only one ingredient that is flavoring this drink, you guessed it, it's the matcha, you need to have the best quality of matcha you can get your hands on. Look for ceremonial grade matcha with the greenest color, finest powder, and smoothest taste as opposed to the bitter kitchen grade. I use matcha from Heymatcha.nl, which also sponsors this video. Heymatcha sells ceremonial grade matcha from Uji, Japan, which has the best tea leaves for matcha in the world. They ship it to the lucky few people in the Netherlands and Belgium, so if you're from there, you want to try out some matcha, order at Heymatcha.nl and use the code TIM15 to get 15% off your next order. I have the starter kit from Heymatcha that includes all the whisks and equipment that you need to make the matcha in the most traditional way possible. In your matcha bowl, add 3 grams of matcha and put it through a fine mesh sifter. Pour in 75 milliliters of hot water, not boiling, otherwise it burns the goodness and becomes bitter. And that's sad, right? So it should be around 80 degrees Celsius or 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Then grab your whisk, which you soaked in water for a few seconds or so to maintain the shape. Then start slowly whisking in an M or W-like motion, increasing the motion to maximum speed. Whisking should take around 15 to 20 seconds, but you aim for a silky smooth frothy consistency. Then pour it in a nice glass or drink it from the matcha bowl, whatever works. Or you can continue to the next level. Level 2, which is the classic matcha latte. Due to the added milk, you soften the bitterness by a lot, so you can use a lower grade matcha as well, which is cheaper, and Heymatcha has a specific latte grade that mixes very well with milk. Add 2 big scoops of the matcha to a sifter, which is about 4 grams of matcha. Then heat up your 200 milliliters of milk in the microwave to 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit. It shouldn't take longer than 1.5 minutes on high. In the meantime, pour in 60 milliliters of hot water, again not boiling, in your matcha and whisk. Pour that into a latte glass, and then for the milk, pour it into a milk container and make sure it's the right temperature. Add an optional 1 teaspoon of maple syrup or condensed milk if you like it sweet. Then take an electric whisk to froth up your hot milky. To do this properly, you want to hear minimum sound coming from the mixing. Do this for around 20 seconds or so, or until it becomes nice and frothy. Add the milk to your matcha latte like a professional latte artist, and you have crafted the amazing level 2 matcha latte. Oh, and don't worry if your art looks like a caterpillar or whatever this is, because it will taste awesome anyways. But then moving on to level 3, which is same but different because we're making the iced matcha latte, but better. This is the whipped matcha latte with almond and coconut milk. So to make this, start by adding 4 teaspoons of matcha to a bowl. And for this recipe, then add 1 tablespoon of sugar and 20 milliliters of water to just whisk it together and avoid any clumps. Then add 5 tablespoons of coconut cream or heavy cream, and optionally you can add 1 teaspoon of maple syrup to make it even sweeter. I didn't do it here because I'm sweet enough. Then whisk and froth it all together until it's fully whipped and fluffy. Then grab a beautiful looking glass that everyone uses on TikTok as well, add some ice cubes and add the milk of your choice. I picked 150 milliliters of almond milk here to match with the coconut cream. Highly recommend. Then add the matcha coconut cream on top, and there you have it. Your beautiful 2-layer whipped iced matcha latte. But we don't want only 2 layers. We want 3 layers. Which takes us to level 4. The iced matcha fruit fusion latte. You didn't know you needed in your life until now. These are trending everywhere right now, and they can also be bought for way too much money at any coffee company. So let's not do that, and let's learn how to make it at home. Take things into your own hands, remember? So you can use mango or strawberries, but I fancied mango today. First, cut up a mango and add 1 teaspoon of condensed milk, then blend it to become a nice puree. You can use a hand blender or a normal blender, whatever works for you. Then get your matcha ready, which is 1 teaspoon of matcha and 60 milliliters of water frothed up, not boiling. Then in a tall glass with preferably 3 layers, add 50 grams of puree and then add the ice cubes to the top of the glass. And then slowly over the back of a spoon, pour over your 200 milliliters of milk of choice. I had coconut milk here. And then last but not least, add your frothed up matcha mixture, also poured over the back of a spoon very slowly. And then now, that is a matcha latte to be actually proud of. But now, for the ultimate level 5. This is the level I crafted for you, with all the TikTok trendy drinks in mind. So if you can't choose between boba milk tea, cafe suada, matcha latte or dalgona coffee, I got you covered with all the elements combined in one drink you can make at home. This takes us to the last level, level 5, the ultimate quadruple layered OG white chocolate coated, sweetened mango based coconut almond, ube whipped matcha latte with homemade boba pearls and dried strawberry crystals. This beast is the end all be all matcha lattes you need in your life. So let's make this, shall we? To start, we'll begin making those boba pearls from scratch. Yes, you can also buy these things pre-packaged, but I wanted to give you full power over your ultimate drink. To a pan, add 80 milliliters of water and 65 grams of sugar. Get that to a boil and then add 60 grams of tapioca starch. Mix that in and then add another 60 grams of the tapioca starch. Mix and knead on your work surface until you get a nice smooth ball. Then roll them out into long, thick rolls of around 3 centimeters thick. Cut them into 1 centimeter thick pieces with a bench scraper. Or just make them as thick as you think you can suck up with a straw. Roll them into lovely pearls, but because it's quite some work, it's best if you can have a helping hand here. And also if the dough is getting tough, you can heat it up in the microwave for about a few seconds to make it more moldable again. The good thing is that you only have to do this once, because once you've made these, you can freeze them almost indefinite for later use. Once you have all your pearls ready, toss them into some more tapioca starch, and this is the moment where you either freeze them or you boil the balls for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, take them off the heat, but let them rest in their bath for another 25 minutes so they become nicely soft and translucent. While we wait for them to get nice translucent in their bath, we'll make this simple syrup. To a pan, add 70 milliliters of water and 150 grams of brown sugar. Let that get to a boil and reduce until the bubbles form on top. So the syrup is nice and thick, but not too thick because you need to mix it with the balls. You can add some more pancake syrup, molasses or food coloring to change the color a bit darker to get that dark boba colored pearl. Drain the pearls and coat them with the simple syrup you made, and there you have your homemade boba pearls. With that, we also want to make a little white chocolate ganache for the coating of the glass. By adding 40 milliliters of milk and 50 grams of white chocolate to a pan, heating it on low to melt and then combining it. Set it aside to cool because we'll use it later to coat the glass. Then for the mango puree, take half of a ripe mango, add 1 teaspoon of condensed milk and then blend it to puree. For the matcha latte, make the matcha shot of 3 big teaspoons of matcha and 40 milliliters of hot water, not boiling. Then add 150 milliliters of milk of your choice. I stick with a 75 milliliters of coconut milk and 75 milliliters of almond milk here because it's just a nice combination. Mix that together and set aside. Then for the last part, we're making a delicious ube flavored whip. And to make this extra ultimate, we're using a whipped cream canister for this. Put together 4 tablespoons of coconut cream, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup and 3 tablespoons of almond milk. Then add 2 teaspoons of your ube food flavoring and mix that all together so you get this beautiful purple color milk. Then pour it into the whipped cream canister and then charge it with 2 charges. And then for the assemblage. First, coat your glass with some white chocolate ganache. I used an electric whisk for this, but do it however you feel like. Then start by adding a few spoons of that mango puree, followed by 2 tablespoons of your homemade boba pearls, and then add the glass full to the top with ice cubes. Slowly pour over your matcha latte and then dispense the ube whip on top. Top it off with frozen dried strawberry bits for garnish. I don't care if you do golden leaves or saffron. Make it fancy. And that is your ultimate quadruple layered OG white chocolate coated sweetened mango based coconut almond ube whipped matcha latte with homemade boba pearls and dried strawberry crystals. This beast is the end all be all matcha latte you need in your life. So that is level 5 done. 5 levels, there we go. We've done it! All the way up to level 5. Coming from the Japanese standard. This is all you need. This is all you need for your matcha in your life. So now you have all the types of matcha drinks in your arsenal you need to drink matcha every day and in any way you like, and it won't cost you a fortune. You're welcome. And if you want to pair your matcha with a healthy breakfast, I eat one of 2 types of breakfast every day, and one of them is my healthy homemade granola that you can learn how to make right here. So I'll see you over there, but bye for now.